celebrating Veterans Day this November 11. History and tip to trade are coming up on CNN Student News. I am Chuleeporn Aiempalad. First up, a major database, but not like the one we've told you about before, in Little Stone or in the cloud. In databases, hackers try to get personal information anywhere. It's stored digitally. That includes system of the U.S. government. Officials say the U.S. Postal Service was hacked. Information on almost 3 million customers. People who use the Postal Service was compromised. Name, address, phone number, email records. That in addition to birthdays and payroll records for 750,000 Postal Service workers. The USPS is praying to help protect their credits. The FBI is investigating email service wasn't affected, but one lawmaker said the frequency and sophistication of cyber attack highlight the need for better cyber security. Police, the media, and the government are keeping a close eye on Ferguson, Missouri. This is a town of just over 21,000 people, and it's been on edge since August 9. That's when a white police officer named Darren Wilson shot and killed an African American 18 years old named Michael Brown. Brown was unarmed. Some witnesses say he was trying to surrender to the officer. When he was shot, police said Brown attacked the officer and reached for his gun. Before he was shot, massive protests, some peaceful, some violent, followed the shooting. Most the demonstrators want a grand jury to change Officer Wilson with a crime, but a CNN legal analyst say legend leaks about the case have support the police side of the story. The grand jury decision could come this month.
Ferguson is on edge. Some business owners are busy fortifying their shops.
It's hurtful. It is really, really hurtful.
Salon owner Constance Garnett says she can't afford to take a chance that unrest will crash head-on into the business she built here for the past 11 years.
If they should come and loot our area, then it's going to cost us.
Protests haven't stopped for 3 months on her street, so we asked one of the police's most confrontational protesters about those concerns.
Now, as far as what's happened within the last 90 days, people will know that if you have been paying attention, there hasn't been any looting, no violence, whatnot. We've been keeping it completely peaceful.
Nevertheless, plenty of folks worry that may change if the grand jury announcement goes against what protesters want, the indictment of Officer Darren Wilson for the killing of unarmed teenager Michael Brown. At a gun shop near Ferguson, the manager says sales of firearms for personal protection are up about 50%.
Every time that door opens, we're seeing new faces every day. Dozens of new faces coming in.
Do you think that's because of what's happened in Ferguson?
I think it is. I think people in general, because it's spread beyond Ferguson now.
The mayor of Ferguson says he's heard all about it too.
The plus side of that is that, every one of them I spoke to have went out and taken a training class, have went out and tried to learn the law.
But not everyone is convinced there's going to be chaos. At the Ferguson Burger Bar and More, which opened just a day before Brown was killed, no boards, unlike most of his neighbors.
I'm here, I'm open, I'm not going anywhere.
Commemorating Veterans Day this November 11th. History and tributes are coming up on CNN Student News. I'm Carl Azus. First up, a major data breach, but not like the ones we've told you about before at retail stores or in the cloud, in databases. Hackers try to get personal information anywhere it's stored digitally. That includes systems of the U.S. government. Officials say the U.S. Postal Service was hacked. Information on almost 3 million customers, people who use the Postal Service, was compromised. Names, addresses, phone numbers, email records. That's in addition to birth dates and payroll records for 750,000 Postal Service workers. The USPS is paying to help protect their credit. The FBI is investigating. Mail service wasn't affected. But one lawmaker says the frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks highlights a need for better cybersecurity. Police, the media, and the government are keeping a close eye on Ferguson, Missouri. This is a town of just over 21,000 people, and it's been on edge since August 9th. That's when a white police officer named Darren Wilson shot and killed an African-American 18-year-old named Michael Brown. Brown was unarmed. Some witnesses say he was trying to surrender to the officer when he was shot. Police say Brown attacked the officer and reached for his gun before he was shot. Massive protests, some peaceful, some violent, followed the shooting. Most demonstrators want a grand jury to charge Officer Wilson with a crime. But a CNN legal analyst said recent leaks about the case have supported the police's side of the story. The grand jury's decision could come this month. People there are prepared.